The Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra is the ultimate tablet from Samsung and maybe even in the Android space. And I'm so excited to not only be unboxing this baby here today, but to be giving you some of my setup guides as I get into it. Enough yapping. I'm so excited in case you cannot tell. Let's do this, baby. And wow, just looking at this display here, even though I'm not even looking at it straight on, the camera sees it even better than I do. It looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know how to tell you more than what I'm already telling you. I just cannot believe my eyes right here. And yeah, you're definitely not going to regret it looking at this display that you have here. Wow. Just wow. And the first tip here while setting up the tablet is to register your fingerprint with the under display fingerprint scanner, which is very, very fast and actually easy to use here on the Tab S11 Ultra. Settings I always recommend you turn off is auto blocker, because if you are anybody who likes to customize the device, you like to install any APKs or anything like that, if you turn on auto blocker, it's actually going to disable that. So I really recommend you turn that off before you click on I agree when it comes to Samsung services. And I think the first thing I'm going to do here in the app drawer is going to tap on the three dots here in the taskbar. I'm going to tap on sort actually, and I'm going to tap on alphabetical order. So what that does is, number one, it enables me to be able to have my app drawer just by a swap up and down, and also it sorts everything by alphabetical order, which means that the apps I install will not be installed into the back. Instead, they will install in their proper place. And I think the second setting here is under display. And if we go into the navigation bar here, I love having swipe gestures because I believe it's just a lot more cleaner. As you can see there, I bring it up and the bar is gone at the bottom there, and I can just swipe from there. I can go into my thing there, and if I tap on more, you can of course adjust the sensitivity of the gestures you want to use here. Or if you don't want to use your S Pen for navigation gestures, which I want to use S Pen for navigation gestures, I'm going to leave that on, but you can turn it off there where you can no longer use the S Pen. So in case you are drawing and you don't want to get to the edge of the screen, that's something that you can have enabled or disabled there. And of course, the Tab S11 Ultra here has all the Galaxy AI features, but if you're someone who is privacy conscious and you don't want to use any AI on your tablet, you can actually disable it here by enabling process data on device. But I have to warn you that it's going to disable so many of the wonderful Galaxy AI features. I'm going to turn it off because I use a lot of Galaxy AI, and I'm going to use a lot of Galaxy AI with this device right here. And next, I suggest you go into advanced features, and under advanced features here, we want to tap on the labs. And here for labs, I actually want to enable multi-window for all apps because I want to be able to use multi-window because it makes much more sense on a tablet like this. I also want to enable back swipe preview, which as you can see, when I enable that, I can be able to peek behind to see what is behind my back. If I disable that, I won't be able to see that. It will just be one action. But if I enable that, you can see I can see some of my back swipe there. So I suggest you enable that as well. And for some multi-window setting, you should go into swipe for split screen. And if we go into the tutorial there, you can see when you swipe with two fingers at the edge of the screen, it actually enables split screen. So let's try that there. You can see that it enables a split screen here, which I really suggest you do if you're going to be using this as a multitasking tool. And in case you're not familiar with the Tab OS or the system here on Samsung, I got you, because if you tap on just that bar at the top, there are two bars at the top of the apps there. You can then close it, or if we swipe here again and let's say we open our calendar, you tap on it, you can actually swipe. If you go into the middle there and you tap on it, you can actually swipe the directions, or you can swipe the orientation as well. So I'm just going to bring it back to landscape there, and to close it, all you just need to do is just tap on that handlebar and tap on close, and you're good to go. Another multi-window setting that I like to change here is in, well, swipe for pop-up view under multi-window. And to get there, in case you're not familiar, it's under advanced features, it's under labs, and I think it's under swipe for pop-up view, which is under multi-window. So if we tap swipe to pop-up view, what that's enabled us to do is, if we turn it on, now if I just swipe from the right, it can actually turn it into a pop-up view. You can see that, and then I can move this around. Like, look at that. So that's one thing I suggest you turn turn on and just going to make this full screen because I really like being able to just make apps into a readjustable, resizable windows because I find them much more easier to use here. And the last setting I'm going to turn on here is full screen in split screen view, which means that when I'm in split screen, so let's say I bring two apps here, I want it to go full screen. I don't want any notification or whatever. And if I want my notification on my taskbar, all you have to do is just swipe from the bottom or swipe from the top right there and you'll get it. So I always like it clean like this. It takes up the entire screen and it just looks fantastic. And I suggest you really turn that on right here. So I'm just going to close this tab. So your full screen in split screen view, such a tongue twister, is what I suggest you turn on. Now other advanced features here, and we go to side button. Now they call it the side button and not the power button anymore, which is utter woke nonsense. So if I press and hold on the power button, it has opened Gemini, as you can see at the right there. But what if you don't want Gemini? Well, this is where if you then tap on that side button, you can change it from digital assistant, which is Gemini that we have here, to power off menu, where if we now press and hold it back, we go back to the wonderful days of tradition where we have our power button back. Or if you're someone who just wants the Gemini, or if you've installed ChatGPT or any other assistant, you will find it here actually. But because I only have Gemini right now, that's why I have this here. But if I've installed any other assistant, I'll actually be able to find it here. Okay, so if you're like me and you want to change fonts on your tablet, so you want to be able to change the default system font that you have, I've actually made a tutorial on how to change fonts on One UI 8, which this tablet runs One UI 8 as well. And if you try to use the old methods, it will actually not work. So I suggest you go watch this video. I will put the link in the description down there if you want to change your fonts on your Tab S11 Ultra or even any tablet, provided it's running the One UI 8 from Samsung. This will apply. So I suggest you go watch that video. Now for the S Pen here, every time you use the S Pen, it actually gives you like a shortcut here where you can be able to do certain things with the S Pen. And of course, we have like a quick explainer here. You have drawing assist, AI select, and AI select I think is really wonderful because if I tap on AI select, I can now basically be able to draw anywhere and I'll be able to select stuff on screen right here. So I can either copy it, so now I can be able to paste it anywhere in the clipboard, or if I then tap on that and let's say I just want to copy this text, I can be able to just select there and boom, I can be able to copy just this text right here. So that's one thing I really like with having the S Pen here. And of course you don't need the S Pen actually, because on other Samsung devices it always has like sort of this overlay bar that is by the right there, which you also have this option as well. And here you have other options to add different kinds of shortcuts into your S Pen menu right here. So that's one thing to explore if this is something you're interested in, to be able to have all of the different shortcuts and everything. Now, of course, this has a massive battery, and battery might not be something you might care about initially, but maybe down the line you want to go under battery, you want to go into battery protection right here, and you might actually want to enable a few options. Maybe here you want to go into maximum, and for me, I would usually have my tablet charged to only about 85% because that's still plenty for the life cycle of the device, and I'll be able to make sure that the tablet does not kill its battery even more quickly, right? So that's one thing I'll suggest you enable. But if you are not someone who wants to manage any of this, you can just leave it at the default, which is basic here, with adaptive protection at 80%. So if you are charging, for example, it will just charge till 80 and then wait. And if you are plugged in all night, for example, it will not just straight away charge it to 100. It will just wait for a little while before it then slowly trickle charges it to 100, which is great as well. And one thing I like thanks to Galaxy AI is if we press and hold on the home screen right there and we tap on wallpaper and you tap on change wallpaper, you can actually generate a new wallpaper with AI right here. So let's say if I select home and lock screen right here, you have several options of being able to, let's say, generate. You can select the different kinds of prompts that are here, pink, and I tap on generate, we tap on let's go, and it's going to connect to the servers. It's going to beep boop, and boom, you now have several options here for generated wallpaper. So in case you're not familiar with generated wallpapers, this is something that you can do here as well on your Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. And one app that I really suggest you install from the Galaxy store is Good Luck. Now, Good Luck is an app that enables you to be able to do so many customizations because it has these things called modules, and the modules have the ability to extend the kind of functionality of your tablet or just your device in general. And the modules I would usually install is OMAP. This is like no questions asked. I always install that, as well as Theme Park as well, because these are the two I usually use for different tools of customization. I would install Routine Plus as well as Game Booster Plus and Sound Assistant. Now, these ones, I'm just going to do a quick demo of OMAP, is being able to customize your home screen. And one thing I like to do is I like to make my home screen just a little bit more personal. And here I'm going to turn on OMAP and I'm going to turn on Task Changer. And if I go into the Task Changer right here and I go into Task Changer, this is the normal one. But one thing I always like to do is I like to have it in mini mode so that when I go it like that, it is actually smaller and you see it if it is portrait, not landscape. So I'm just going to go back into OMAP, tap on home screen here and actually enable DIY home. And here you can see that we can actually change how many favorites we have in the bar there at the bottom, and by default it is 14 there. I can have it to 15 or 16 or 17 or however much it is. And also here we have like a page indicator at the bottom. But if I go into OMAP, I can actually disable that. So now there is no indicator and this just looks a lot more cleaner. When I swipe it, it comes out, but when I swipe away, it goes away, which is so much nicer. I prefer that. And if I press and hold and I just keep holding, it gives me now the ability to do stuff such as do this, scale my Play Store, for example, rotate it around and round and round like this, and I can tap on multiple and rotate them like that. If I don't like it, I can just undo here. So this is what OMAP gives you the ability to do. You can even have like all of these funky effects here. So I can just, tap on this, bring it out like that, tap on that, make it bigger here. And then let's say make my Play Store much smaller so that it's inside like this, and boom, look at that. Like that is super cool. So that is the power of installing Good Luck. And here having OMAP here, and even in the app icon setting as well, you can change what kind of, do you want labels on your app icons? Do you not want labels on the home screen as well? So I can turn that off. So it just looks a lot more cleaner here without any of the app labels. So this is the power of customization with Good Luck and with OMAP, and I really suggest you install this. Now in About Tablet, one thing I want to do here is I want to rename this to making it mine. So I'm just going to turn that to Awesome Tab S11 Ultra. So now I have been able to customize this tablet and I've made it my own tablet. So this is one step that I always tell you never to skimp on. Always make sure that you personalize your tablet and you make this tablet your own, because have you seen this beauty here? And on the front of the box here, we have Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. And on getting into the box here, I see another white box, which does feel a bit weighty. And opening up that white box here, I see what I think is going to be the case. And yes, I was correct. It is indeed the case here, which is nice that it is now included in one package. So we have this really fantastic keyboard that comes directly in the box, and it definitely feels a lot more high quality than some of the other Samsung keyboards I've tried in the past. And of course we have the Galaxy AI button right there, we have the pogo pins, we have this. It feels really solid. But let's go to the main attraction of the show here, which is the tablet itself. And on taking it out, whoa, the first thing I immediately feel is just how very light this is. Because of how big this tablet is, I expected that it was going to be quite heavy, but my first impressions immediately I brought it out of the slip there was just how thin and most definitely light this is. I was shocked. I am not expecting that at all. But let's just complete the box here. We now have the S Pen, which is now a different design. So if we look at the one that I have for my Tab S10 FE, you can see how different it is now to the Tab S11 Ultra. So it now has this more rhomboid, is it rhomboid or a cubed shape? And what else do we have in the box here? We have a manual container, and for this container here, I believe it has the SIM card removal tray right here. And inside this box, it comes with a USB-C cable that is actually quite long, which is always good to see. Some of these USB-C cables are like really short, and it looks like it's actually very high quality as well, which is great. Next, we have the quick start guide and warranty information, which I am definitely sure you're going to read right. And coming to this absolute unit of a tablet here, you can see just like this is like really big. I don't know how you can tell, but the first thing I definitely notice, apart from the weight and just how thin it is, like if I bring it close to the camera there, you can see that this is like really thin right here, is the anti-reflective coating that is on the display. Even before I turn this display on, is that it actually kills so much reflection. As you can see, I have some lights there, but other than that, light that is directly, normally all the other displays would have been reflecting the camera above, but this one is doing a very good job of actually just rejecting all of those reflections, which I think is one of the biggest things here. And we have this massive 14.6-inch display. It's really big, and I have to use it vertically like that because horizontally it's really wide. This is a very big display. Going to the right hand side here, we have the volume buttons, the power button, as well as a SD card slot on the right here, which is nice, which means that you can actually expand this tablet. Going on to the left here, we only have these pins that go into that keyboard cover or other accessories, which is nice to see. And of course, on the back here, we've got that dual camera system here, which means that you get a wonderful camera system, which I'm not sure if you'll be using on a 14-inch tablet, but you've got it anyway. And overall, it just feels so nice. One thing I also like here is the under display fingerprint sensor right here, which means that I don't need to fiddle and go all the way to the top for like a side mounted fingerprint unlock. It's just right at the bottom there, and it's fast enough. I'm still getting used to this size. This is an absolutely chunky boy right here. So yeah, when it comes to just the build quality, this feels very solid. I liked this very rounded edges. It makes it easy to hold, and even though it's like quite slim, there's still a little bit of space for my thumb to rest here, which means that I can still rest my thumb and it still feels very nice in the hand. I'm going to the keyboard cover here. It has this mechanism here which just fit into those pogo pins, and I just need to just bring up the flap at the back here where I just slide it in right that it clicks into place, and boom. One thing I don't like about this case though is that there is no way to adjust it. So when you use it like this, while it is great and it's nice to use just like this, you don't have that height adjustment. So if you wanted a case that you can adjust the height, of course you would need to get something a bit more custom, and of course you don't get the mouse or trackpad here. You only have the keyboard, so you would need to figure out a mouse solution to use here for this setup. But when it comes to the key travel and just how it looks here and it sounds, it definitely is not going to be like a mechanical keyboard, that's for sure. But for what it is, not bad at all, I would say. Not bad at all. And of course, this tablet here runs One UI 8 atop Android 16, and you know, it's very fast, it's very smooth. It has, for this tablet particularly, it has that 11,600 milliampere battery, 12 gigs of RAM. And one thing I like about the tablet here is the expandable storage, so you don't have to shell out anything to get extra storage. You can just put it at the top there, and well, by the side at the top when it's in this landscape orientation, and you're able to get as much storage as you want. So that's one thing I really like about Samsung, keeping it here, and I wish we had this on the phones as well, but that's something really fantastic here. And if you've used One UI 7 or even 6, I might even argue, but more 7 than 6, One UI 8 here is really familiar. I have a couple of Samsung devices, so I already know how the interface here looks. It's very fast, and of course it's telling me that I can be able to swipe from the right for quick settings, and I can be able to swipe from anywhere anywhere for notifications, which you can see right there. And I think you can turn off this kind of behavior in the settings, but I like it as it is like this. And there you have it. That is my setup unboxing of this really beautiful and svelte tablet right here. I'm so excited to use this thing. In case you can't tell, it's so light. How is it so light? I don't know, but I will be doing my full review. I will be using this. I've already started using this. In fact, I wrote this script and like 4 other scripts with this tablet already, and I've even had it less than 24 hours. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting a lot of mileage out of this. So please tell me, what are some of the videos you would like to see? I'm definitely looking forward to making all of that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to stay awesome. And if you like what I do here, again, become a member, join my Patreon, send me money, just help keep this going. But more importantly, make sure you take care of yourself and text me when you get home so I know you got home safe. All right, bye. And thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. I'm kind of in a hurry because I have football, but I'm so glad I was able to bring you content about this tablet right here. It's so exciting. I really like it. In fact, you can see it there. It's right on top of my table because I just want to see it all the time. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video, of this tablet. Would you get it? Do you already have it? Leave hashtag do you already have it, so I know you made it all the way to the end of the video. But tell me something that you're excited about, and I'll definitely want to share in your excitement as well. But I've really got to go. I literally have to put this to render before I go for football, but I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye bye.